Reggie here, your friendly neighborhood bodybuilder and comic book collector, and I want to welcome you to another one of my videos. In this video, I'm going to show you guys some books that have recently come into my possession through trades. I, of course, buy a lot of books, but from time to time, I've actually worked out some pretty awesome trades with subscribers that I engage with over on Instagram. And I recently put up a post on my Instagram page saying that I was looking for some books, of course, Amazing Spider-Man books, and that I was willing to do some trades. And several people actually reached out to me, and I was able to have a little back and forth with some of those folks, and I hooked up a pretty awesome trade in one case. Well, technically, I think two cases, but one case for sure. A second that is a maybe, because I honestly can't remember. And then the third is somebody that basically just said, here's some books I know that you need. Don't even worry about it. And so I want to show you a stack of raw books and some slabs that were actually an official trade that I remember for a fact. I sent off some slabs in exchange for some slabs and some raw books. There's going to be one box that we're going to open from Mr. Comic 89 that might have been a trade, but I can't remember. And then one that is just like a, here's some books, bro. Don't worry about it, from my man Randy Resnake. So we're going to dig into these books. I'm actually looking for my box cutter so that I can be prepared to cut open these boxes in just a couple of seconds. So I'm going to show you first a stack of raw books, some graded books that I traded for just some straight slabs that I had for sale. I just turned them around and sent them out that way. Some of these books might look familiar versus a video that you may have seen recently. It's just coincidental that I bought some of these books and then they ended up being worked into a trade. It's one of those things that just happens. So I think that these books are all in numerical order, but if not, I apologize. The first is Amazing Spider-Man 570. Cool little cover right there. Definitely dig that one. Here is another cool cover, number 571, featuring the Green Goblin. Here is another Green Goblin cover, 573, right there. I think that's Norman. I think that is who that is depicted there. Here is 584. And again, all of these comics are in service of me working on my full run of Amazing Spider-Man 1 through 801 is where I'm focused right now. Here is 586. And really my focus is on the back half of that. It's filling in a lot of these gaps that I have in that run. Here is 587, John Romita Jr. cover right here, I do believe. Here is Return of the Spot. This is actually one of those books that I know I just recently showed in another video. Amazing Spider-Man 589. Here is a Dan Slott written book. Cool artwork here. This is 590. Amazing Spider-Man, of course. Here is 591, another Dan Slott. This is another book that I recently picked up and showed you guys in a previous video. Here is 592. And all of these books go a long way to helping me fill gaps. Here is 593. This is for sure one that I showed you because I remember reading the coffee bean right there. Here's a really cool cover. I think it's a J. Scott Campbell cover, which, you know, I dig these. I actually have one copy of this right now in the collection. This is Amazing Spider-Man 601. Definitely one of J. Scott Campbell's more well-known covers from back in the day. Here is 604. Here is Spider-Man 612. Cool cover bag. The bag. Oh, no, not this one. There was a bag that was ripped. So clearly not that one. It's one coming up. Here is Amazing Spider-Man 621. And then two more raw books. This is the one that's actually ripped. This is 623, Amazing Spider-Man. And then the last raw book that I have to show you is a Morbius book. This is 622. So I basically traded all of the books that I just showed you along with these three slabs for three slabs that I had that I was actually selling that I sent off to someone. And looking at these books, none of these books were pressed, probably not cleaned either. So there's probably a lot of room for getting the grades bumped up. None of them are like crazy books. They just happened to be books that were slabbed and books that I needed, and it just kind of worked out that way. Here's Amazing Spider-Man 569. This is actually an 8.0 with white pages, and looking through the plastic, this book it has absolutely some pressable defects in it. Probably get that up to at least a 9, if not a 9.2 with a good press. This one definitely has some room to be bumped up with a clean and also a press. This is Amazing Spider-Man 606. It's a 7.5 with white pages. I can definitely improve this book for sure. And then here is another and the last book from the first trade. This is Amazing Spider-Man number 606. This is a variant edition, partial sketch cover of the book that I just showed you a second ago. Definitely a cool book right here. This one is actually a 9.0. This one has fewer pressable defects than some of the others, but I can actually see 4 spine ticks that can be improved and a little bit of a corner ding that can definitely be improved. So at a 9.0, I can probably get this one up pretty high if I were to ever crack the slab and make some magic happen with that. So a couple of cool books. Definitely a really, I think it's a fulfilling thing when you can do a trade. The guy that I traded with these books for, I don't think that he's ever done a trade before. I'm not even sure if he really sold books before, but he was a subscriber. We had a wonderful conversation about what he was looking for, what he was interested in. We looked at values and things like that. And I think that we worked out a favorable trade because I'm very pleased with the books that I was able to pick up to fill gaps in my run. And I think he was likewise pleased with the books that I ultimately sent over to him, many of which were 3 were slabbed. And then I threw in, whenever I sell something or trade something to someone, I tend to give some extra stuff because it makes me feel better about whatever it is that I'm doing. So I sent a couple of extra things along with him, and I think he was very appreciative of that. So definitely a rewarding thing. If you can work out a trade where everybody walks away happy. So this next book that I'm going to open up, and I think there's 1 or 2 books in here. This is from my buddy Randy Resnake, who is an artist who has done a healthy amount of art for me. So I'm actually going to cut this one open and see what it is that he has sent over to me, because I honestly do not remember what it is. So he sent it in a Gemini shipper, which is really cool. Has some blue painter's tape on it, which you guys know I am a fan of. So he does the pull tab trick, where he folds down one edge of the tape to make it a little easier to separate. And again, if you're shipping books to people, I'll tell you that the little things really do count, you know, as far as using blue painter's tape instead of Scotch tape. Oh, wow. What's funny is he sent me one of the books that I just showed you. It's amazing how certain books will just find you. So this is 621. This is actually, I think, in better shape than the one that I just showed you. There's couple of little spine ticks that don't break color that I can definitely fix if I ever decided to press this book for some reason or another. But these black covers are really tough. So Amazing Spider-Man 621, and then the last book that he sent over to me, which has a little bit going on down here. I think I can fix that as well. Here is 624. For a lot of these books, man, they are great books to drop into the bin because it helps me again to complete my run. So I'm definitely very thankful for wonderful tokens of appreciation that are sent to me by subscribers. So we'll slide those off to the side, and then we'll crack open this last one. And I definitely want to encourage you guys to stay tuned until the end of this video, because there may be some things here that I actually get to that might be of interest to you. And I actually forgot to mention that earlier. Mr. Comic 89, there you go. My man's branding his stuff. I love it. I absolutely love it. So we'll cut this one open and we will see. And he too uses the blue painter tape with the folded down edge. I think it's fantastic. I think it is fantastic. All right, so we'll see what he has placed in here. Made a little bit of a brick inside. Definitely dig that. Pull tabs make my life so much simpler. Telling Definitely appreciate this. So Mr. Comic 89 is an awesome dude. We do a lot of deals together. And I'm very appreciative for his friendship. And I think he has learned a trick or two from me, to be honest with you. I'm seeing some cellophane here. So we're going to crack this open and see what is inside here. All right. I think I'm getting closer here. All right, we'll throw that away. Let's see what we have in here. All right, we've got a couple Amazing Spider-Man books. This is Amazing Spider-Man number 6 is a modern book. Definitely a modern book. Here is Amazing Spider-Man number 10, and I honestly don't remember what the legacy numbers are for these, but I have a feeling that they will be dropped right into a bin, into an appropriate place. Here is number 11, Amazing Spider-Man, and then the last one. Nope, two more. Here is number 17. I've never actually seen this one before. I've never seen this cover before. I don't even know who that character is. It looks like maybe Elektra. I don't know who that is. Or Electro, the female version, whatever she goes by. And here is another copy of 622. More than likely, this one will find its way back into a bin, or at least one of them will find its way back into a bin, and it'll be a book that I actually give back. Because at a certain point, when you have 3 or 4 copies of certain books, you just kind of pass 1 or 2 of them back out to the community. So definitely appreciative of Randy for hooking me up, and also Mr. Comic 89 for sending us a couple of books over to me. Huge shout out to anyone that I've ever traded with. I absolutely appreciate it. Again, I think it's one of those cool things when you can walk away from a trade and everybody is a little happy. So with that, I want to give you guys an opportunity to add a really cool slab to your collection as well. And it's this one right here. It's a signature series book. This is the Go Collect giveaway for this week is going to be a 9.8 signature series of Venom number 3. This book was actually signed by Donnie Cates and Ryan Stegman on 10/27/2018. A dual signed book is this week's Go Collect giveaway book. Really nice copy of this book. That is potentially going to be yours. And so if you are interested in adding this book to your collection, the phrase that you will need to enter the Go Collect giveaway for this week, let's do Cates. We'll do Cates. C-A-T-E-S. Cates. C-A-T-E-S is the phrase that you need. And I am pumped about Donnie Cates actually being the writer for Thor. I might actually start reading Thor as a result of that. So Cates, not his first name, just his last name is the phrase that you need. And all you need to do is head over to the community tab, find the post in which I'm talking about this book. You click the MailChimp link. When that link opens up, you plug in 3 pieces of information. 2 of them are relevant to you, and then one of them is the phrase being Cates. You plug that in, and you are enrolled into the giveaway for this week. You then tune in to the Ready, Set, Go preview show, which airs every single Sunday night at 7:30 p.m. Pacific time to find out if you are indeed the winner. Couple of things. You need to be a subscriber of the channel. At least we ask you to be a subscriber of the channel. We want you to be a resident of the United States, a resident of Canada, or have a mailing address in the United States. Another thing, there is 1 entry per household. At some point, we are going to lay down a line that if there are multiple people entering from the exact same households, we're actually going to throw out all of the entries because we want to make it fair. We want to make the giveaways fun and fair. So I am asking everyone to make sure that you only enter the giveaway a single time if you reside in the same household. And yes, I can tell. So with that, we are going to go ahead and wrap this video up. If you guys enjoyed the content that you saw in this video, I definitely want to encourage you to hit the thumbs up, leave a comment behind so we can mix it up in the comment section. And if you need to reach out to me, feel free to do so at Reggie Collects on Instagram. Take care.